Hello, this is David Dean, and there is just a ton of new stuff that is out today. This is not a gameplay video. This is me just going through and showing you what new heroes are out there. We got dual wielding pistol soldiers. We have ninjas with spears. We have Outlander with shotgun. But let's go through these. And like I said, I'm not going to have gameplay in these. I will do them individually later on. And some of these are just minor changes to the heroes. And also, I will be doing a separate video for the new weapons that are out. But let's start with Double Agent. This is a new soldier that specializes in dual pistols. She does have the cluster bomb perk to tactical. So this is something I really got to look for on like my urban assault soldier, who has really good grenade damage but does not have the cluster bomb. But moving through here, what you really want to see: equips 2 pistols that fire 6 times per second, dealing 57 base physical damage per shot for 10 seconds. This is going to be awesome. And definitely I'm going to get this soldier as soon as possible to get some great gameplay out there going. Debilitating shots, you've seen this, just putting stacks of vulnerability on. In a pinch, increases weapon reload speed by 35%. That's actually a pretty big deal with pistols. A lot of them have the smaller ammo count. Dual debilitation, lefty and righty now applies debilitating shots. She has the frag grenade, which is always good. Lingering pain, a lot of them have this, where vulnerability effects from debilitating shots can now stack up to 5 times, whereas lefty eliminating enemies with pistols reduces the cooldown of lefty and righty by 1 second. So now you're using it more often. Grenade generation, every 20 kills with a frag weapon grants, or with a range weapon grants 1 frag grenade. That is huge. So now by doing a bunch of kills on this character, more likely by pistols, grants 1 frag grenade. So you can keep those grenades just going. Shockwave, always a great thing to get those pesky husks away from you if they get too close. Cluster bomb, we already talked about. And then bang and pow, dealing damage with lefty and righty, causes an explosion that deals over 2,000 energy damage in a 5-tile radius. That is huge. Once you start getting halfway through Canny Valley and into Twine Peaks, you have the elemental husks coming at you, and you really have to be doing elemental damage or energy damage of some type. So no, that is a great one. And let's see, soldier that wields dual pistols with ease, creating an explosive outcome. So yeah, she's going to be fun. Looking forward to playing her. Let's see, Penny and Demolicious. Decoy. Decoy has changed. They have reduced the duration of decoy, but made it so it's invulnerable to attack. Kind of like the Teddy and the Outlander. I've done several videos of her where there's a smashing a smasher charging, and I throw down the teddy bear in front of it, and it just stops it cold. Propane going off, and it doesn't destroy it. Now you have the same thing with decoy, but the decoy time, I think it was 12 seconds before, now it's 7 seconds. So it's much more reliable. I like it better like this, definitely. And actually, we didn't hit her bonus. Reduces the cost of building by 10%. That is great, and actually that is what it is for Hotfixer, I believe, at 3-star. So I'm wondering if this increases or not as you level her up. But anything reducing the cost is great when you're building up your Storm Shield defenses and doing the larger defense builds and missions. But then she has the regular base, faster explosion, increase explosive weapon reload speed by 35%. So now we're starting to get a character who specializes in using the RPGs and the grenades. And that is something we did not have before. This is awesome. Grease the wheels, reduce the cooldown of decoy by 15 seconds. So now you can put that decoy out there more often. And one thing, since the decoy can't really be destroyed by anything, it just the duration of it, you throw down your decoy, everything goes towards it, and then you're taking it out with an RPG or grenade launcher. And kinetic overload, that is just doing more damage with a hardware melee weapon. It is a really good something to improve your attack for melee. Your Coming With Me increases decoy enemy attraction radius by 1.5 tiles. That is awesome. I actually use my decoy a lot to pull Husk into trap areas, which just works great. Or I'll try to pull like a smasher right next to a cliff, and then I use my other attacks to try to basically force the smasher off the cliff. Automated defenses increase base connectivity by 1 building piece, always a good thing on Constructor. Exit plan, while inside any base, the Constructor speed and blunt weapon crit hit rate are increased, increasing run speed by 12% and crit hit by 6%. Nice thing to have. Bull Rush, a decent ability. Enduring Machine, your weapon takes 60% less durability damage while on base. And remember also with that okay, that's all weapons. I thought it was just explosive. So that is great. Mainly me. I love sitting on top of whatever objective it is that I built and sitting up there sniping or using explosive weapons. And now the weapons are taking 60% less durability damage. There is going to be a lot of people wanting a Constructor in their missions with this power, so they can just sit there and use their weapons longer and not have to keep rebuilding them. Get ready for a surprise. Decoy explodes when it is destroyed or expires. So you have the decoy where it is now recharging faster, it's going out further, and it explodes. So this is a great Constructor to have, and definitely can be a lot of fun, mainly on smaller builds. She does not have the huge base like Mega Base, Power Base, or Heavy Base have. I think her total area of effect is 4 tiles, but that's all you really need on some missions like retrieve the data or ride the lightning or a single Atlas mission. This would be a great Constructor. Alright, let's keep it going. We have this, most likely is the, let's see, the new ninja, probably Spear. Piercing Lotus. We will start with the bonus. Heaviest attack increases combo attack damage by 15%. A nice thing to have. And starts off with throwing stars, nice to have. Mana sleep, so now you can jump higher. Corrosive star, throwing stars afflict their targets, doing 25% of throwing star damage every 3 seconds for 6 seconds. So basically, yeah, you got affliction on your throwing stars. And I think this will come in play again further down. Poking holes, ninja deals 28% more damage with spear into afflicted targets. There we go. So first you do your throwing stars to put affliction on them, and then you start wailing on them with your spear, doing 28% more damage while afflicted. And hopefully you have a spear that has affliction on it, so you just keep that affliction going. Smoke bomb. This common ninja attack. Ninja throws down a smoke bomb, creating a cloud that persists for 6 seconds. The cloud slows all enemies inside by 30% and also deals 5,000 damage every second. So great. Shadow stance. After defeating an enemy with a melee weapon or edge damaged, the ninja, I guess edge damage, what they're talking about is throwing stars. So if you're doing it with a melee weapon or throwing stars, the ninja enters a shadow stance for 4 seconds. During shadow stance, damage resistance is increased by 15% and mana sleep costs 60% less. And ninja becomes hard to see. So it is great for basically escape and defense. Now you see me, the ninja uses the distracting effect of smoke bomb to enter shadow stance. So now The second you throw down Smoke Bomb, you're also in the Shadow stance. So that works great. Increases spear combo attack efficiency by 150%. Outstanding. I like seeing that. Basically, for your combo attack, it's not going to take away all that energy. Crescent Kick, a kick that does 7,000 damage and over 4,000 impact and stuns targets for 3 seconds. Piercing Stars, throwing stars pierce through up to 3 targets. Great thing to have. Fan of Stars. The ninja throws 2 additional throwing stars. All throwing stars are thrown instantly in a spreading arc. So yeah, you have a guy who specializes in throwing stars and also doing a lot of damage with spears. Once again, we had a weapon type that nobody specialized in before, spears. So no matter what perks you had on it, most people weren't using it. Now you have a reason to actually level up those spears that have the good perks on it. They have them here as Skilled Spear Warrior that makes a point to poison enemies with a wave of shuriken before striking them down, usually with a spear. So yeah, definitely a much needed hero we had needed in the game. And then they've made some changes here, so we will get to that. We have a new Outlander, Shock Gunner. And first, the bonus, Shocking Embrace, increases the duration of Shock Tower by 3 seconds if placed with a charged fragment. So for Shock Tower, and usually people weren't that impressed with Shock Tower in the past, but it does look like they're trying to increase it and make it more useful. Loot Llama, standard thing for an Outlander. He gets the Shock Tower, and from the sound of it, we're going to be increasing that. And actually, I want to go through this. Deploys a Shock Tower. If the Outlander is holding a charged fragment, the fragment is consumed. Shock Tower's cooldown is reduced by 30%, and its energy cost is reduced to 0. The tower attacks with Chain Lightning, doing a base of 9 energy damage to enemies within 1.3 tiles, stunning small enemies for 1 second. Can stun large enemies after multiple hits. One thing about this, because first of all, with Outlanders, they were kind of the lowest of the 4 hero types as far as people liking them in combat and battle. And a lot of that had to do with the fragment issue. They just could not keep putting down things that cause damage, such as the Teddy and Shock Tower. And a lot of people really didn't like the Shock Tower at all. But one thing, the Teddy, the Gatling gun arms, does physical damage, where the Shock Tower does energy damage, which means later in game with the Elemental Husk, the Shock Tower with the energy damage could end up doing more damage than the Teddy. I really got to go through and test all that out with all the changes going on. But yeah, Shock Tower is becoming something that could actually be useful. The Shock Tower pulses every half second and lasts for 6 seconds. The initial lightning bolt hits 2 enemies. The lightning can chain 2 more times, striking up to 14 enemies total during each pulse. The Outlander can hold a maximum of 25. Okay. But yep, they're just trying to make that as useful as possible. The other thing on this guy is phase shift. And this is basically a teleporter. 15 seconds, rapidly shifts a tile and a half in the direction currently moving. You can move around faster. It's great for escaping or for kiting enemies. Pump it up. Increase shotgun rate of fire by 35%. So now we got an Outlander. We got an Outlander who, the Ranger, specializes in pistols. We have an Outlander Ted Shot that specializes in sniper rifle, and now we got one with shotgun. Shocking Embrace. Increase the duration of Shock Tower by 3 seconds if placed with a charged fragment. So Shock Tower just lasting longer after 5 hits in a row with a pickaxe. Gain in the zone, which increases pickaxe damage. A lot of the Outlanders have it. Eliminating 3 enemies within 10 seconds after using phase shift will refund the phase shift charge. So this is great, just getting that phase shift so you can keep doing it time and time again. Hit them while they're down. 24% damage to stun, staggered, or knocked down targets. And if you remember, Shock Tower can stun targets. So by using your Shock Tower, you're stunning them. And you got that shotgun, which is reloading faster. And so you could be taking them out with that. Phase shield. Phase shift forces the shield to regenerate for 4 seconds. Your shield will regenerate even if you continue to take damage, but will only regenerate at 20% of the regular rate. So this is giving you some more defensive capability. Anti-material charge. This is great for gathering. I'm not sure how good it is for actually attacking the husk. It does 5,000 damage, but now that you can do the anti-material charge and follow it by a phase shift to get out of there before the husk attack you, it becomes much more useful. Electric Shock Tower will deal 133 additional impact damage. So now you're getting more targets stunned, and you got 24% more damage to the stunned targets. So that's starting to look pretty good. And also, a lot of people have complained about perks on weapons. One of the perks they really hate is more damage to stunned or knocked back targets. But for this guy, if he has a shotgun that specializes in hitting or doing more damage to stunned or knocked back targets, he's actually going to be able to really utilize that every time he's throwing down the Shock Tower. And finally, run and stun. Passing through enemies with phase shift applies a 3-second stun. Once again. So this guy is big about stunning targets, dealing impact damage to stun them, and doing damage with the, let's see, I think he just really had one perk towards the shotgun, increased shotgun rate of fire by 35%. But his real focus, definitely the Shock Tower and definitely phase shift, weaves in and out of enemies, stunning them and finishing them off with close range weapons. So, pretty interesting one. It would be good to try out and have some fun with. Once again, need to do some tests to see what puts out more damage, the teddy bear or the Shock Tower. But the fact that the Shock Tower is doing energy damage really could make it more useful in the later game. Alright, those are the 4 main ones. They had some changes over here. So let's check this out. I love the new look. This is Double Agent. And let's see, it looks like yeah, we got basically the same thing we had on the other ones, just a different look. And I think that's going to be all the way down. Let's see, once again with decoy. Yeah, surprise weapon. Yep. So these are just different images or different skins of the same one. So with just different heroes. So there you go. Those are the heroes. Once again, I'm going to try to get some gameplay with them as soon as possible. To me, the one really stands out is the new soldier with dual pistol. That is going to be really cool to have some playtime with. But if you're in a group, a lot of times you're going to want the new Demolicious, because if you're shooting on anything covered by your base, your weapon is doing 60% less durability effect on it. So, and just show that once again, because that is a huge perk. Your weapon takes 60% less durability damage while on base. So that is great to have on a team, mainly if you're doing something like a Storm Shield defense where you're just constantly non-stop firing. So, alright, I will let you go. I will go ahead and do a video on the new weapons, and then I will get out and start doing the event and also showing you all of this with gameplay. So take care and have a great day.